Diablo 4's beta fixes a major problem in the series, Jedi Survivor gets a new trailer hinting at its High Republic ties, and we reflect on Lance Reddick's Destiny legacy. And we are live.
Welcome back to Checkpoint, brought to you by Strictly Casual, your number one show bringing you the important news and breaking down the biggest stories in the gaming industry. I'm one of your hosts, James Walmer, with the spiciest meatball in gaming, Vincent DeSantis. Thank you, audio listeners. You can find us on youtube.com at youtube.com/strictlycasual. Please hit us with a rating on audio platforms and subscribe. It helps us out a lot. Vincent, what else is going on the channel?
This is it. This is it right now. We got Checkpoint
that?
and Freeze Frame because that's what we can do this week, and that's
Great.
it. Some weeks it's just like that.
That's it. That's
Yep.
how it is.
Mhm.
And you know what? We love it.
We love it. James, you're James Walmer now. Like
James.
Yep, James Walmer, and I'm Vincent DeSantis now. That's how it is. That's how it is.
Just how it is.
That's how I hear it.
It's what rolls off the tongue. It's what comes out.
That is how it goes. Let's jump into the first story here. I know this is starting out on a little bit of a sad note, but it's also like joyous in a way. Like
it is joyous.
It's a little joyous. James, tell me what we got here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Destiny 2 actor Lance Reddick, not Riddick, Reddick, played Destiny the night before he died. And that's not like that is the headline, but
it is, yeah.
It's more about Lance Reddick dying and just being an incredible guy.
Yeah.
Just everyone in the industry lighting him up, saying he was such a incredible part of the industry. He was such a great musician and actor, and just a joy to be around in every circle of his life.
Yeah.
There's the video of him saying, "My wife hates this, but my favorite word is titties."
It's funny.
It's so good. He was playing Destiny the night before he died, and it's of natural causes, so we hear just very unexpectedly. I'm going to get into the article. As messages of love, admiration, and grief this is from Kotaku, by the way. As messages of love, admiration, and grief poured out across the internet following Lance Reddick's sudden passing at 60 years old, Destiny players grappled with losing the cornerstone of their fictional universe. Players quickly spotted that Reddick's Destiny 2 handle I don't care 789 number 7678 appeared online the Wednesday night before he passed away from natural causes last week. The actor's last tweet was also from a fan cracking jokes about Zavala, the stoic commander he voices in the game. Reddick had even played through most of the new Lightfall campaign and only had one mission left, the final boss fight against Callus. Reddick hasn't been shy about his love of the game and its community in the past, saying, quote, "Although I play Destiny almost every day, and I'm even part of a clan now, once I've played through each iteration of the game, as time goes on, I kind of forget about the story and just focus on powering up and getting cool weapons and grinding through playlists," he told Polygon last year. "At the end of the day, I'm just a big fan who happens to voice one of the characters."
Man, Lance really is one of us. He says, "Once I play through each iteration of the game, as time goes on, I forget about the story and focus on powering up."
He's just like us for real.
Yeah, serious. I think it's really cool that he is an avid player of Destiny as well, like a fan of the game, as well as having a voice and a part of it.
Yeah.
There were some cool stories going around about how a couple of employees at Bungie, he asked an employee at Bungie if they would do a raid with him, like a raid where he had a lot of voice in it, I guess. And so Bungie got a little team together to play it with him. And they said Lance carried them. He was overpowered and way ready to go because he was embarrassed to ask them at first, but he was over prepared to play it with them. And it's just,
that's so fun.
Yeah, fun story. We talked a lot about Lance Reddick on Freeze Frame this week and a lot of the movie type or movie and TV show influences that he had. And
I mean, The Wire was a big one.
Just huge, a big presence. And even if you didn't know his name, it was oh my God, I know I've seen him. What have I seen him in? If it was your first time, that sort of thing. If you didn't have something to, kind of ground it. But last night I saw John Wick with Keanu Reeves and Chad Stahelski, the director, and they wore blue ribbons during the Q&A, which was for Lance Reddick, I thought, which was really cool. And they talked about Lance Reddick a little bit and said how he was like, uh, he had told Chad, the director, that he was proud of the film before it was released, which is super cool to see also. And they have a big in loving memory of Lance Reddick after the movie, which I thought was awesome. Really cool to do.
So cool.
Yeah.
Because he was in the third one? No, second one.
All of them. He's been in every single one.
He's in all of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
He plays a
Did he
big,
have a presence in the fourth one?
yeah, he plays a big part of the fourth one too. Yeah.
Whoa.
So it was cool. I think the fourth one definitely has a large theme about like brotherhood and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And Lance Reddick's at the core of that story, and it hit even harder. I think it hit even harder. So it was really cool.
Oh.
Yeah, very very awesome. So yeah, keep playing Destiny, keep watching Lance Reddick's stuff, and I know that he probably appreciates all the love that he's getting for the characters that he's playing. So keep that up. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So jumping into this next one is the clip. We're gonna jump right in. Okay.
Oh, clip.
The clip.
Are you taking us into it, Vin?
Yeah, I'll take us in. I'm gonna take the first 3 bullet points, James, and then you're gonna take those second 3. Okay.
Okay.
Ready? Here we go.
Yep.
The Diablo. Diablo. Here we go. Diablo 4 solves this major series problem. The beta is fantastic when you can actually play it. This comes from Forbes' Paul Tassi. At long last, the beta for Diablo 4 has arrived. And while it requires a pre-order or KFC chicken sandwich to access its first weekend, the game has enough people clogging the servers to make its initial launch here a sadly familiar sort of disaster. This is also on last week's closed beta. The open beta starts tomorrow for everybody to play on every console. The good news is that when you can play Diablo 4 beta, it absolutely lives up to expectations in its early hours in terms of gameplay, aesthetics, and shockingly even storytelling, rising above past installments. The bad news is that, at least in some regions like mine, you're maybe allowed 30 to 60 minutes of gameplay for every 60 to 120 minutes of re-login queue time. Ugh.
Oof.
It was an
Very
endless
Blizzard.
Yeah. It was an endless pattern all day yesterday. I'd get in, play for a while, then get booted, usually in the middle of a dungeon with no checkpoints. The game would freeze up, I'd quit and log back in, only to find an hour or two of wait time ahead of me. It's maddening for a game I just want to play by myself. But this is 2023, and such games barely exist without online login requirements anymore, and certainly not a quasi-MMO like this.
I'll admit, I rolled my eyes back a bit when the dev team was always going on about returning to the darker tone of Diablo 2, as I never had nearly as many issues with the color palette and themes of Diablo 3 as many extremely loud fans did. But what Blizzard has done for Diablo 4 here is nothing short of extremely impressive so far. Monster slaying feels great, as good as it ever has in this series. My current build is setting a poison trap down, double slash dashing through enemies caught in it, then unleashing arrows on the survivors. If I wanted, I could be doing dagger-based melee antics instead. And while I know you can respec, I haven't looked into that process yet. So far, I'm not seeing any warning flags. We've been assured repeatedly that all microtransactions in this game are cosmetic, and we are not going to have a Diablo Immortal situation in our hands where it could cost tens of thousands of dollars to max power a character in that mobile monstrosity. It's fun. It feels very connected to the roots of Diablo. And if it would just work for an extended period of time without kicking me out, I would already be very much addicted to it, Vincent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Paul then follows this up with another article, okay? And it's titled, I Am Scared of Diablo 4. Okay? And in which,
because he's scared about being addicted to it?
It's not even just the addiction. It's that the big thing that Diablo 4 has that people are saying that the other ones do not have is a compelling story that they want to actually know what happens. Whereas other Diablo games the story might be a side piece of what the game experience is. Sure, 100%. Yeah, I would agree. For me, at least. For some people, it's their bread and butter, but yeah.
Oh, man.
But if the story is forefront, that's huge, I think, for even onboarding new players that might get overwhelmed with some of the systems in the game that might have, like, if they can attach to the story, it's easier to want to know the systems to get through the game. Right. But on top of the story, I hear everything is like tuned up and feeling so good.
That's what I hear too.
What are you kind of hoping to get out of Diablo 4 versus another Diablo game?
Yeah, I think Diablo scratches a really good itch in that genre of like top down. You have it's hard. I want to say like hard builds where
Yeah.
you have your three attacks that you do
Hmm.
in succession with each other. They're coordinated and you just do those attacks over and over and over again. So when you do things like that, they need to feel really, really good.
Yeah.
And I think Diablo is that game where it's like, these are simple, basic RPG building block systems, but Diablo is unique in that they just nail it. I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, but they have that secret sauce that's almost um that's reminiscent of like a Souls title, like a
Yeah. Yeah.
From
Yeah.
Soft game, where like so many other games try and do the same loop of attacks, they try and do the same level design sort of thing, and it just doesn't play out as good as it does in a Diablo game because they have that secret something they're
Yeah.
cooking with the right frame, like attack frames to
Yeah.
damage, and all of those things just melt together so well in Diablo. And so I'm really looking forward to just like being immersed in that feeling
Yeah.
of just like killing shit, just like going through a level, like getting loot, um, killing a bunch of enemies, like going to a boss, doing the whole like the dungeon crawler ass
Yeah.
gameplay loop,
Yeah.
but just allowing that to take me through the game and through the story and being totally immersed in it and having a kick-ass character with a kick-ass build that I absolutely love.
Yeah.
Um, and I just like it's one of those games I'm like I can't put a lot of time into this because I
Sure.
will get lost in it.
Yeah. I think you bring up a lot of good points there, and one being that I think being the character and creating that character and kind of building it into what you want to build it is very exciting for me. And I've never played a Diablo game. I played Diablo 2 a little bit, not very much. Never played 3, never played 1. And so I'm very excited to jump into this. I'm going to be downloading. I preloaded the beta, so I hope to get in. I'm sure they'll have the queue times and whatever. And it's a busy weekend, so we'll see if I even get to it, but I hope so. Um, yeah, I'm very, very excited for this. And everything that I hear is like, it's tickling me, dude. It's tickling me. Everything I hear is like, wow, all right. It's sounding better and better every time I hear about it.
Vincent, every time Diablo 4 comes up in conversation, I'm like, you would fucking love this game.
I'm gonna love
Like
it.
you would love the shit out of this game, and
Yeah.
I can't wait to play it with you because this is that game that I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this and play it with you because
Okay.
one, Vincent, you and I are
We're grinders.
long awaited
Mm-hmm.
has is there time for sorry, I don't know how to say the sentence correctly. We owe ourselves
Yeah,
some game time together, Vincent.
I know. We do. We really do.
And this could be the opportunity.
This sounds like a fantastic
This really could
opportunity.
be.
I will be picking up Diablo for sure. Can't wait. Are you going to
That's
pick
what
it
we
up?
like to hear.
Are you playing the beta this weekend? Let us know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this is your first time, you can go on audio platforms and type in Strictly Casual Checkpoint. It's a little blue box that says Checkpoint. And this is episode 154 if you want to listen to the entire podcast, or you can listen to the entire video podcast / watch it if you become a member right here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Perfect.
Perfect.
All right. James, let's get into some
All
Star
right.
Wars.
Dude, I don't know what it is. I hate that I'm so excited for this game.
Why do you hate it? Tell me that before we get into this article. Let's talk about it.
Because Star Wars is so shit right now.
Sure.
Like Disney has just done its thing with Star Wars, and maybe this belongs on freeze frame, but
Tell me about it. No, I don't
just
think
like
so.
the
This is great.
Disneyfication of Star Wars and just having so much Star Wars content,
Uh-huh.
it makes, and I think in this way, it makes Star Wars Jedi Survivor that much more compelling for me. Is like somehow amidst all of this like Star Wars shit, like we
Yep.
really got a fire hose of content
Yeah.
of Star Wars content recently from Disney
Yeah.
in terms of visual media.
Mm-hmm.
And for this to come and rise above all of that and still manage to make me excited about playing as Cal Kestis
Yeah.
and interacting with these characters and being in this world, I think is a feat and shows how much Respawn is really putting care into this game.
Yeah. I think so. I think so too. Tell me what about Star Wars right now that the Disneyfication part, because I get that there's a lot of content, And like I'm not, it's hard, impossible to keep up on all the content. I mean,
Yeah.
it's possible, but you have to really put a lot into it. Uh,
Yeah, it has to be your full-time hobby.
yeah. What about their content release and their schedule is turning you off of, like, let's say a new game pops up or whatever that's not Cal Kestis, not Fallen, or not the Jedi series. Is your
Yeah.
immediate response like, ugh, it's more Star Wars until it wows you, sort of thing?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
It's just another thing to keep up with, where it's like it's almost like
Yeah.
a chore of
Hmm.
Disney saying, "Okay, here's a thing you like, and we know you want more of it, so let's just have you like
Yeah.
we're gonna turn this into a part-time job for you."
Yeah. Right.
Where this is gonna consume. It's like we just want to monopolize this interest of yours and
Yeah.
want to make this to make you the thing you consume 24/7.
Which is a bummer. Some great for some, but
Big
like
bummer.
they're doing. I mean, there's Mandalorian and Bad Batch happening at the same time right now, and
Right.
Mando's been okay, same as it's been for other seasons. And Bad Batch, I couldn't get past the first season, so I haven't watched season 2 at all. But people are liking it. They said it's better than the second one. Yeah, I don't know. I agree. There's too much right now. It would be even worse if there was movies. Like
It would be even worse if there was movies.
I'm glad there was a big thing this week. I guess they pushed back the next trilogy and they changed up writers and directors and stuff to try
Thank
to
God.
get something more solid. So I don't know whatever that's gonna be, but I like that. Okay, let's get into the new trailer here. This just came out. We got a new Star Wars Jedi Survivor trailer that is confirmed. Basically, here's what I wanted to talk about the trailer. You can go watch the trailer. It's a great story trailer. We're going back to Coruscant and all this kind of stuff. Like, there's a lot of greasy money, baby, you know?
Easy money, baby.
But the big thing I wanted to bring up is that the new trailer shows connection to the High Republic. There's a character in full High Republic robes in the game. And
Whoa.
it's also the guy that was in the back to tank, kind of like healing or whatever. So the theory is that at some point he was put in there during the High Republic, saved for so long, and now he's out of the box after the Jedi are completely destroyed, like the world's in ruins, like the Empire's kind of on top of everything. Like, I think that would be a fascinating situation, like seeing a Jedi go from like in the High Republic, the Jedi's like, you know, everything's fine. They're the peacekeepers. They're like, whatever, it's booming, it's great, everything's fine. And they wake up and all of it's gone. I think that would be a really cool angle to see in the game. The opposite of Cal Kestis. Or Cal Kestis experienced the downfall. This person did not and has to like live in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be a great story beat too.
That is really cool. And like having that outside perspective and having this very like high and mighty view of who the Jedi
Yeah.
are without any of the awareness of like how the Jedi actually were really like problematic in a lot of the ways they were dealing
Yeah.
with conflict throughout the galaxy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I
Lead
think
to a lot of cool conflicts between them and Cal Kestis.
seriously. Yeah, so this comes from the gamers. The Star Wars fans were suspecting this mysterious Jedi could have stayed in the stasis pod. I guess stasis not back to for quite some time, unaware what was happening around him. Speculation grew stronger, and the game's second trailer dropped, where the strange figure talked about his betrayal, but now can be seen wearing an elegant golden robe with the High Republic logo. Aside from his robe, a more direct hint of his origins came from a character quote. It says, quote, "How could you let this galaxy fall to this unworthy machine of an empire?" Clearly, he's not happy to wake up in a completely different landscape of the galaxy and is blaming Cal Kestis and the wider Jedi Order for their fall. As of now, we know very little about who this character is and what his motives will be, considering he's shown up in all of Jedi Survivor's trailers to date. Most likely, he will play a large role in the game story. It's even possible that the game refers, but that the game's very name, Jedi Survivor, refers not to Cal, as we previously guessed, but to this new figure. In any case, the character is adding more mystery. It'll be fun to learn about him and his time during the High Republic era. So that's great.
Really cool. I love the trailer.
Yeah.
I think you can go watch it, but I think it really emphasizes the sense of like scale that this game's gonna have.
Yeah.
I think even the first game did pretty good at this, but they're really leaning into bigger set pieces.
Yeah.
Bigger events you'll have to navigate through the environment of, like big towers falling over your environment as you're like, I guess the first game did do like a little bit of this, but not like it looks almost like Uncharted-esque, which is like a bad. I hate comparing games to other games.
You just mean like on a set
Uncharted
piece
just
level.
did that so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Uncharted has great set piece levels.
Right.
Like that's the whole game is like
Straight
set piece levels.
Yeah.
And I think it's taking inspiration from that here.
Yeah.
There's some really cool like I'm really curious to see. There's some duos, some duo combat
Yeah.
that we see, like some duo combos between Cal and whatever her name is.
Yeah, I
The
forget her name too.
um
It's just green power or whatever that
from
you kind of see in the trailer a little
yeah,
bit. It looks
fuck,
cool.
what was her name? I
Um,
forgot the planet she was from.
Dathomir?
Oh well, Dathomir. Yep,
Maybe
you're right.
Dathomir?
Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay.
I remember.
Um, yeah, I think another thing that I really like about this trailer is that the first game, there were some things that not everybody loved. It wasn't the most accessible Star Wars thing. Straight up. I mean, the way the
Yeah,
combat worked, and it was difficult, even on like a normal difficulty. Um,
yeah,
they're not shying away from that. Like, I get that they're doing the fast
which I
travel points
really
now,
like.
which is not getting rid of the core gameplay. It's really just
Right. It's a quality of life
it really
improvement,
is. Yeah.
not a like accessibility like we need to make this more easy.
No. Yeah. But it seems like they're sticking to what they did in the first game and evolving it into just a better experience all around with, the new types of. In the first one, you had, the single saber, or you can use the double sided saber and it changed combat. This one has four different ones. You can have like a longer saber, two, a double, like a regular. Like, I think it's going to add a lot of
A
variation.
lot of variation, yeah.
I'm thinking like they must take inspiration from Ghost of Tsushima or something like that, in a sense
Hmm.
of how they're doing the
Like stances.
I would hope that, yeah, different blades would be better for different enemies or different styles
Yeah.
to force you to kind of play around and do that. I want to be
Yeah.
forced to jump around with different saber
Mm.
styles during fights. I think that would be really interesting.
I kind of don't want that. I
Okay,
kind of
yeah,
want it you I want each well, I want each style to have its own strengths and weaknesses,
yeah,
but I don't ever want to be fully locked out of a certain enemy type
uh huh.
from like a certain like I never want the double saber to be completely ineffective against another type of enemy.
Oh yeah,
I
sure.
want it to have its strengths that I can so that I can use if I want to, I can use double sabers the entire game.
So you kind of want
Or if
to,
I want to use a staff saber the entire game, I can do that. But if I want to like I want to be able to spec
sure.
into whichever one I like to use and really invest in that style.
So you want to have the conversation of, oh, I played the whole game double bladed saber, and I was like, oh, I played the whole game two-handed saber.
Yeah.
Here's how our
Yeah.
experiences differed a little bit. Like that would be
Right.
that's great too. I could see
Hmm.
strengths going either way. There's also, you know, the blaster. That is, I'm still up
Those
for question. It's not in the
Yep.
gameplay trailers or any of the story trailers at all
Someone
yet.
else's blaster is in it, but not yours.
Do we think we play as someone else in it?
No.
I think we're Cal the whole time.
It's
Okay.
on Cal's hip.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe
I
it's
think we
just
play as Cal
colors.
the whole game.
Maybe we're not actually using the blaster, and the blaster is simply a cosmetic thing that they're giving
No,
away.
I think we're gonna use it.
Okay.
They've talked about using the blaster before.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It might serve a very specific
Puzzle
niche.
purpose.
Like, I mean, maybe, but it could do that in tandem with being like a parry mechanic. I'm thinking of Bloodborne
Yeah.
and how the gun
Block
is used
shoot.
as the parry.
Or like, yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you shoot at the moment of impact and it like does the parry thing. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how maybe like you can do one-handed and the way to parry. I don't know.
Yeah. I think the cool thing about this is I'm just excited about the combat as I am for whatever the story is or however that's going to go. And that's
Yeah.
best case scenario. It's not like I'm just excited for one of the two. So I
I would
can't
say
wait.
I'm more excited for the combat
Yeah.
for sure, just
It's
because I'm a
awesome.
big FromSoft shill and like I love the first game.
Yeah.
Um, quick note: Gabe played this game in then like 3 days. Like he
Just
started
went
it
right
and
through.
like fell in love with it and
Yeah.
went right through it.
Yeah. I mean, even booting it back up and trying to go get all the trophies, I'm having a great time. Just
Yeah.
because Cal and BD, have their little talk back and forth,
So
and
fun.
it is different not having like the story beats and kind of just running through the maps trying to collect all the stuff. It's not like as good, but it's still very fun. It gets me very excited for how they improve that experience because I need that exploration element improved, and it seems like they're doing that. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
Cool.
That's that. James,
That's that.
kind of a shorter episode, but I think
It was tight.
we needed it. We needed it this week.
We needed it. Mhm.
So thanks for bearing with us. Have you been playing any games this week?
Playing a lot of games this week.
Tell me about it, dude.
The boys and I have been playing golf with friends.
Oh, okay, okay,
Great
okay.
time.
Uh-huh.
Amazing time. So much fun. Jumped into Elden Ring a little bit earlier, just trying to like boss rush in the new game
Yeah.
plus instead of, going around. I talked about this a little bit. I think it was a week or two ago about how
Yeah.
I can just get really exhausted by that game's open world. So I'm trying to reduce that by just going from point A to point B and going just straight from boss to boss to boss, or like dungeon, trying like a little bit of a dex build,
Mm-hmm.
seeing how that works. But that was kind of all I played this week, to be honest.
Good. That's awesome.
A little Fall Guys here and there, which is crazy because Fall Guys is still getting new content.
Yeah.
Like they're still getting new maps and stuff like that, which is so great to see.
They just did a Clash Royale collab where they added Clash Royale characters to it.
Crazy.
Wild.
Also, did you see the Lego game that's coming out like May 19th?
Yeah.
The Lego racing
2K
game.
Drive or whatever it's called.
Can't wait, dude. That's a day one pickup.
Are
Not even fucking kidding
you
you.
joking me? And on top of this, they have F1 constructor cars in it. Like,
Right.
what in the world? I'm excited. I heard about this on a podcast I was listening to, and then I saw the screenshots. Is the trailer out? I need to watch a trailer of
There's a
this.
trailer out. It's 30 seconds. I put it in the news dump.
I will absolutely watch it after this.
Yeah, it's fun.
That sounds right up. That sounds like exactly what I want to be
It's
doing.
right up your alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very exciting. And then this week I played, surprise, surprise, more Destiny. I'm still trying to do all the exotic missions to clean up all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. And also, my girlfriend got a PlayStation 5 out
Holy
of...
shit.
Yeah, pretty crazy. And we started playing It Takes Two, which is a
So fun.
fantastic time. Like, I had the best
So
time.
fun.
Very cool. Like a cool thing to do for a long distance relationship. That's for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. So that is awesome. I'm trying to get her into some more games too. And she bought Batman, the Arkham games. She's been playing those.
Cool.
She's really. Oh, this is funny. You would appreciate this. She texted me. She's playing Hogwarts, right? Did the first big boss in the Harry Potter game. And she's like, I feel like I could do any game right now. Maybe not Elden Ring, but any game. I was like, download Dark Souls. Let's see how we do.
Put her to the test, yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, but that's it. That's all I've been playing. Busy week, so I haven't really had time to jump into a lot. I hope to get to Diablo this weekend. That would be the goal. But we shall see. Any
That'd
final
be
words?
sick. I can't wait to hear if you
Yeah.
play it. What do you think about it?
Yeah. Me too. Anything else, James?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for
Everything.
Checkpoint, episode 154. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If that's what you do.
And we'll see you
Ladies and gentlemen,
on the next one.
have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace out.